Welcome to an installment of Instant Grace, a subset of the show Gracearchy with Jim Babka. I'm Jim Babka. That taste in your mouth after the election, that twisted pit in the stomach because it didn't turn out the way you'd hoped. Now, you've had time to heal, but I kind of wish you hadn't. We tend to forget the things that cause pain in our life, and this is a good thing. I mean, I think one of the reasons we lose memory over time is so that we can heal from things that hurt. But the fact of the matter is, pain also gives us a signal that maybe we're doing something wrong. Now, I want to be clear, 4 years ago, the pain was on the opposite side in our national dialogue. The right is happy today, but they were very sad in 2020. The left was happy in 2020 and very sad today. So I'm not targeting anybody. I'm not saying anybody here deserves to hurt. But I am saying that if you keep doing the same thing over and over again and you're expecting a different result, maybe it's time to reassess how you're doing things. Politics is about power. Power is enforced. That means violence is used in order to get things done. We're going to get stuff done and make things exactly the way we want it. And the other side, we'll just taste their delicious tears along the way. I've heard in 2020 people say that the election was stolen. And here I've heard things that Donald Trump's going to do that are just really extraordinary. I can't even imagine, frankly, actually happening because of the pain. It shouldn't be this way. So anytime you make or pass a law, you've basically said, we're willing to kill somebody if that's what it takes. We're willing to take their life if that's what's required to make sure our law is followed. And almost everybody goes, no, we're not doing that. But you are. Because it's possible that somebody could resist or be less than cooperative with the police when they're being arrested for not doing the thing that you said they would do. And even if they cooperate, they're going to be thrown in a cage. But if they don't cooperate, if something goes wrong in the transaction, they could die, or they could get murdered or killed in prison. Bad things could happen to them while we're there. So we should use that ability, that power, incredibly sparingly. In fact, it should only be used as a matter of justice after due process has been served. And even then, we have to question what it's used for. We simply have decided that too many things, whether it's food, whether it's retirement, whether it's education, whether it's healthcare, whether it's the list goes on and on and on. These things have to be a matter for politicians to decide. Everyone's happiness be damned. We can do this. We are smart enough to do it because we won the election. And then 4 years later, we got to worry about whether that program is going to be repealed or modified or done something with. And we keep ending up in the same boat because we keep using this force. We keep saying our ideas are so good, we're willing to cage and kill people for them. There's a principle. And when I say principle, I mean like gravity, cause and effect out there called the principle of human respect that says that every time you use threats of violence backed by actual violence, you decide to steal, anytime you do any of those three things, happiness, harmony, and prosperity will decline. And we can see in our politics, it is as evident as the nose on our face, how much harmony has been sacrificed in this battle. In my recent Instant Grace installments, I have repeatedly said aloud, the stakes should not be this high. They should not be this high. We should lay down our swords. This doesn't mean we don't take social problems seriously. But we have a lot of ability. The money's coming from somewhere in the first place. So the resources are there. It's not always spent very well, and there are parties or hands in between that collect some of it. We could do things much more efficiently. We would do things much more efficiently if it were our own money we were talking about. We would do a better job of identifying real need where it exists. And we would be able to curate. We'd be able to deliver bespoke solutions on a case-by-case basis if we learned how to interact, how to talk, how to act voluntarily. I think we got to get off this path. We've escalated to quite a level in our national dialogue, a level that's different, as I pointed out the other day, from where we were as recently as 2008. And it's going to continue to get worse if we continue to live under this myth that we can use this power. So let me bring this back full circle. That taste in your mouth that's a little bit bitter, that twisted pit in your stomach came because you feel the other side. That you granted through this process. You granted, you said, hey, this is the process we want. We'll go into a contest with you. And you lost. Someday you'll win again, and you'll get the upper hand. And then someday they'll win again, and they'll get the upper hand, and round we'll go. But we could get off, and we could start learning how to talk to one another. We could start learning maybe how to have lemonade with people that are different from us and learn from them. And maybe we won't come to agreement about what should be done, but we'll be able to find other people who share our values, and we'll be able to work together to solve social problems without a politician in sight and without anybody getting thrown in a cage or worse, destroyed because they won't go along with the plan. That's the promise of grace. That's the promise of human respect. That's the opportunity. Will you embrace it?